everybody, it's me, Margaret, and first things first, about the giveaway, I heard from everybody except for one person, so I went ahead and did a separate draw and contacted that person, and I recorded it so that you could see that I did use the random number generator, and it's Daphne. So here we are at random.org, and we got number 143. So we pop over to the spreadsheet looking for 143. There it is. It's Card Bunny, Daphne. So Daphne, you are the last winner. Contact me and we'll get these prizes out. So I'm waiting to hear back from her, and as soon as I do, I'm going to have those gifts on the way. Munch Pack has already been contacted, so you Munch Pack winners, if you don't receive your prize, let me know so I can get on that. I don't anticipate any problem. Those people have been super, super nice. I enjoyed working with them for sure. So that's all the business. Now let's get down to the fun. I'm in the process of doing a super secret project right now. It's a gift, and so I can't talk about it on the video because that person watches my video. So the project has been smooth sailing up to this point, but if there's anything that I want to take a picture of or video of and tell you about, then I will, but I will save it for later after the gift has already been given. But I'll give you a little hint. It's done with bulky weight, lots and lots of bulky weight yarn, and an end hook, which is a 10mm, and it's something that I've never done before, and it's really been kind of fun. So anyway, I guess that was a little teaser for what's coming up in the future. So I've got a new charity hat this week. And it was totally inspired by this Instagram post by Carol, who is Carol's Creative Corner. And that is the thin blue line hat. Now, you know I have a terrible habit of showing you the back of a hat. I think I just did it. There we go. So this is basically the same pattern as that Pokemon ball hat. Pokemon ball, that's not what it's called, a Pokeball hat. It's basically a half double crochet hat, but down here, and I don't know if you can see, but this is that technique that I did a video on called chain tracks stripe. What did I call it? The chain tracks. Anyhow, I don't know if I actually made this up or not, but it's just a way of encasing this chain inside two little lines. And you can't see it really well here, so I'll insert a picture of another hat so you can see. You can get a very similar look to this if you were to just crochet a chain on the outside of this. And Bob Wilson 123 has a tutorial on that. If you would rather do that, I'll put the link for that in the description box below. But I also wrote this pattern up if you're interested in doing this. I completely forgot to say that the pattern can be found on the blog, and I'll put the link in the description box below. And next, I'm going to look for something that can help us support our military. I was at the Dollar Tree the other day, and they asked me if I wanted to buy a school supply to support our military families. And I was like, by all means. Do you know, it's just absolutely heartbreaking that our military families are not paid what they should be paid, so much so that sometimes they are on public assistance. And that's crazy. They're putting their lives on the line for our freedom and to keep us safe. And I just think that's crazy. So I support our military families too. And so that's probably going to be the charity hat of next week. I don't know. There are plenty of wonderful and worthy charities out there that you can find that speaks to your heart. So I would encourage looking around, and if you see something cute to do, I've seen people make little ribbons for breast cancer. I've seen all kinds of different supporting movements that you could do through your hobby or craft to get the word out. And they don't have to be statement pieces, you know, like this. They can be just, you know, hats of any color, but going to a children's hospital, or in my case, I really like to find poverty-supporting charities. That's the big deal to me. So
You can't go wrong if your heart is in the right place and you're reaching out trying to support somebody else. And that's probably, if we had more of that and less of the fussing, it'd be a happier place to live, don't you think? I can't figure out what I did wrong when I set that Facebook group up. It's not like my own personal page where, you know, people can write on your wall and the comments show up and all that. It's kind of like things I post show up on the wall, and then things other people post are in a separate section. And I don't know why that is. And I can't figure out if I can fix it or if I would have to close the page and start a whole new one in order to do it. I don't know, but you can post on that page. So I want to take a second to show you what it looks like on an app and what it looks like on the computer, so you can find comments from other people.
So you pop on over here to the Facebook group on your computer, and if you scroll down, you're going to see what I post right here on this main section. But to see what other people post, it's a separate section called Visitor Posts. And when you click on it, you can just go down and it has like its own little feed like this. But look, Jessie made a Pokemon hat, and this was great. Karen lives next to the yarn shop, and she showed us some sheep. But anyhow, you get the point. Don't hesitate to post, and this is where it shows up. So everybody go read it. Good stuff.
Now here's an iPhone app, and I'm assuming that all apps are pretty much the same, but you pull up the group here, and when you scroll down, it'll say Visitors Posts. You see that right there? And click that, and it takes you to what everybody has posted. So it's pretty easy, it's just different.
Newsy message from Eunice the other day, and among other things, she mentioned maybe you could put up a piece on your weekly videos on trending fashion, what you think is going to be popular in the up-and-coming season, fall, winter, spring, holidays. I don't know if I feel qualified to do that, but I will tell you my observations. Well, let me just read you what I told her. Regarding fashion trends, I've found that what's hot in the yarn world is a bit behind the fashion world. Ponchos, that's what she was talking about earlier, ponchos became very popular several years ago, and as a matter of fact, I made my sister a purple one at her request. It's in a video somewhere, don't ask me where. People are still wearing them, so the trend isn't gone. Keep your eye out for more unique styles of ponchos too, maybe along the lines of large wraps. Look, this is my trick. Look for what's in stores to choose what to make, not necessarily what you see others making. For example, the big, bulky circular scarves are fading, and lighter weight scarves are more the choice now. I'm not good at forecasting fashion, but copying from current styles in the stores is your best bet. And that's true. Look and see what's current. On to see what Neiman Marcus had right now. So I searched winter hats, and this came up for a grand total of $175. Now, you know that we could whip this out in nothing flat, so my next question is, what kind of yarn is this that makes it $175? It's baby alpaca and wool, and we know good and well that we can find that for a reasonable price. So there's just something that you could copy that would be a current trend, would you say? I don't know, but it's a copy of a Neiman Marcus feature from Eugenia Kim, which is one of my favorite stores for athletic wear, and I searched beanie, and here's what we get. Now these are last year's beanies, and they're on sale, so the prices are excellent. But if you're looking for styles of what you want to make, these are great suggestions. This is a cashmere with a cabling effect, two different kind of cables. That's kind of neat. And, well, that's just knit fabric, but look at this one. See, we've seen patterns for this right here. Very nice. It's also a terrific price, $9.99. But you can customize it with if you're doing it for a gift, customize it with the colors that they would like. This is Polyvore, which is a fashion site, and so it's got a whole lot of stuff from a whole lot of stores. And I can see patterns right here that I recognize from all over the place. Look, $265 from Barney's. And is that palm actually in proportion to that hat? Not sure, but is that a trend? I don't know. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Here's a big, giant, chunky hat. That looks kind of fun. One with ears over here. And then two palms on, is that a square hat or not? I don't know. But here's some with some sort of bobble stitch thrown in here and there. I think all these are pretty classic looking. These palms, or rather different types of palms, anything other than regular yarn palms, I see a lot everywhere. There's one there. Here's a different one right here. Look at the price on this one, Burberry. $450 at Nordstrom. Wow. Basic cable hat. Now here's some yarn palms, but look, this is different. You use your variegated yarn for your brim. And these are crochet, aren't they? I think they are. And then you bank your palm out of the top. Bulky yarn is what it looks like. There's a cute character hat. 25, what's that? That's just like one of those beret type caps. Lots of slouchy still going on. And then you have your common, classic, can't go wrong styles that you're always safe with. Here's a pretty one in a gradient. There's one with a different stitch. There's another different type of palm. This one looks like almost a tassel type of palm on there. Different type of palm. But look at this. I gotta click on that. What the heck's going on here? Oh, okay. Now that's neat looking. See what's happening. And there's that different type of palm on there. Very nice. Can't go wrong with a team sport or color blocks. Your ear hats, that's always a plus. Here's another teeny tiny palm. So I wonder, we had giant palms last year. I wonder if we're going to teeny tiny palms this year. I don't know. There's a pretty one. It's like a giant basket weave. Isn't that nice? Interesting. Again, teeny tiny palm. And that's fun. We've seen plenty of things like this on Ravelry. Teeny tiny palm. Now this has got it going on. We have a pattern effect up here, regular ribbing ear flap hat with the ties and a tassel on the end, and a palm. Covered all the bases there. So anyway, you get the point. Use the stores for inspiration for your person, whoever you are making it for.
Last Friday, we went to Six Flags, and while I don't ride those crazy rides, I do take pictures and videos. So Thomas and his dad and his friend Wyatt went and they rode everything. This is called the Daredevil, and it was horrible. I could hardly watch it from afar. You had the option to ride without the virtual reality glasses or with the virtual reality glasses. If you chose to ride with the glasses, you saw a fighter jet type experience, so that's what you felt like you were doing. And over in Gotham City, we of course had to see the Batmobile, but there was this scary, scary other ride that they rode in the front row, and they're there, and I'll even slow it down for you, but you're still going to have to take my word for it.
Clearly, it's not my cup of tea.
Can you see over my shoulder? I have finished my big giant calendars, and I'm trying to put together a little quick video to show you what I did if you wanted to emulate. Basically what that was were old pictures that I didn't want anymore, and I painted the frames to go with the decor that I've got going on in this particular room, which everything on the wall has this black and white setup going on here. So I needed to kind of copy that over here in my calendar. So I will I'll put that up here shortly just in case you want to copy it. You know, I'm all about looking for the inexpensive way to reuse, recycle, turn what you have into something, turn what you have that you can't use anymore into something that's better, that you can put to good use. So that's what that is. You know, some of you might think this is funny, but one of the most common comments that I get on my video, most common compliments that I get on my video are, "I love that you show your mistakes." And that's true, I do, because that's part of the learning process, don't you think? Sometimes we learn more from our failures than we do from our successes. So why not throw them up there? And besides, if I can help you avoid the same mistake, then, you know, you're 2 steps ahead of me, so that would be great. And vice versa. So I like it when you share your mistakes too, so I can learn from things that you did. And plus it makes me not feel alone. That I know that there's other people out there that have the same struggles that I do when I'm trying to do things creative. But if you happen to notice on that calendar over there, I had little yellow Post-its. And those are video ideas for the Margaret makes that I was talking about. And I will probably do those in separate videos, little short segments, you know, nothing long and drawn out. But if I have some big flops and they don't turn into videos, then I'll probably show you my big flops right here in my regular sheepishly sharing. So I guess that's all for now. Talk soon. Bye. Now I know that I had other things to talk about,